90% of all the homeless people doesn't have to be homeless.
My first initial thought is how we fail society. I think about the mental health problems that we have. Just kind of like how people fall through the cracks.
That it's terrible and I hate seeing it.
I think about why they're homeless. I question why they're homeless.
That they either have a mental illness or they're addicted to drugs.
I feel bad because I guess it's the life decision they made it caused them to end up homeless later in the future.
I wonder if they're just lazy or if something happened in life that kicked them down so they're having a hard time.
I guess because, I don't know, that's a good question. I guess either they got laid off and they're not trying anymore, I guess, to get a new job or something.
Because they have medical problems that stands in their way of their good judgment.
Random things. It could be anything from hard times to poor mistakes.
That's kind of hard. It's hard to tell because I mean everyone has a different story. Just by meeting different homeless people, everyone has their own story, whether they came from affluence or they came from poverty. Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell, but I think a lot of people around here, the economy is really hurting people.
For some reason they can't seem to hold a job or support themselves.
Why do you think that?
Because they have a mental illness or they're addicted to some type of drug.
Because that's what you see, and that's what a lot of people show you. What you don't see is all the homelessness that people hide, all those people who live in cars. You see the people on the corners who are asking for money, and you assume that, you know, they have substance use problems, they're old drunk, that kind of thing.
I don't know. I don't know if it's because that's what's put in media and movies and such. I mean, there are some homeless that you see abusing drugs out in the open, but for the most part, that's not something you tend to see. So I don't know where it came from.
Because if you have a problem, a substance abuse problem, you've probably sold everything you have. You've probably stole from every friend you ever known, and that's all you care about is getting the next fix.
I'm not sure. People always think that, you know, oh, they shouldn't have done this or done that, but sometimes people go through stuff that's unbearable and they do things that they shouldn't be doing. It's just life. People make mistakes.
That's the way it's displayed on television and the media, that if you're homeless, you did something wrong.
Most of the time, I don't think that it's going towards anything that they really need it for.
Sometimes I am, because I saw this lady, she's standing on the corner begging for money, and like 20 minutes later, this car rolls up and picks her up, and she goes off on her way. One lady, instead, a lot of times what I do is I've offered to buy them food. One lady got pissed off and started cursing me out. So, I mean, it's because it varies so much. I'd really rather give probably to a homeless organization.
I am hesitant to help them because I feel that they're just trying to con me out of money, and that my hope is it's going to go to the wayside, that they're just trying to con me.
It really depends. It does depend, but usually I work for Kind, and so I usually have Kind bars on me, and so I'm usually handing those out instead of money. Especially the panhandlers on the street, if you stop by them at a light, I will tend to hand them a bar more than I would hand them money. But I tend to see the good in people. I like to try to see the good in people, so I don't like to think that everyone's asking for money to go buy drugs or something.
Yeah, because everybody knows this, I mean, or the idea of there's a 50-50 chance on what they're going to use it for. Are they going to actually use it for something that they absolutely actually need, or are they going to use it for something that's going to not benefit them?
No, I will help them out by not giving them one damn thing. They can help themselves.
Up to us to make sure that they are taken to get the proper medical care and then they're able to take care of themselves, but without first forcing them to get the proper medical care and only ask them, would you like medical care? Their answer is no. There's nothing wrong with them.
But I just think that as a society, we have to do a better job of addressing mental illness in our communities. First of all, acknowledging that it exists. I think we need more job training programs as kids are younger, so that they actually have skills.
I think Baltimore does a good job of keeping shelters open and offering food to people, but also there's a lot of like STD testing trucks that roam around, so they do a good job of that.
Spend all their money on drugs.
But why do you think
help
that?
their addiction to make them feel better, and they can't hold a job.
But why do you think that all homeless people are addicted to drugs?
Not all homeless people, just some of them.
Majority?
Majority.
We don't eat out of trash cans. We don't sleep on the street. And we do everything in our power to make sure we could sleep indoors and eat out of a dish. And all of these homeless people choose to live that way out of fear, out of chemical imbalance.
A lot of times people born in poverty, that's where they stay. I actually had an uncle who was homeless, but it was weird because he's in the shelter, but he chose to go back to being homeless. But like that speaks back to the mental health thing.
I mean, we could help them help themselves, but we don't. We just keep handing out to them, handing out, and that's why they remain homeless.